Hi, Tino here, to some type of State of Decay 2 podcast, a discussion, or simply me sharing my opinion. I want to bring this new format in as a weekly regular, I guess for each Sunday 5 PM GMT+1 if you live in the UK, or 12 PM in Eastern Time, or 9 AM Pacific Time, just like my daily uploads as a small side note. I had this idea a few months ago, but today I know we have to talk about the loot system and its rewards in State of Decay 2. Since I had my first contact with video games when I was 6, I mostly and primarily enjoyed the mechanic to pick up things, objects, consumables and gears and games. That's why my favorite genre are RPGs, and you'll soon recognize that if you spend just a very few minutes checking my channel for the games I uploaded the past years, except State of Decay 2 and some Resident Evil 2, they are only RPGs. I prefer the likes of Skyrim, the Dark Souls series, Dragon's Dogma, Pillars of Eternity, Diablo, Fable, especially Fallout 3, New Vegas and even Oblivion, Kingdoms of Amalur, or less good rated games like The Lord of the Rings War in the North. The list can go on, and if you simply count together my playtime of both Skyrim versions, Oblivion and Fallout New Vegas, you get up to about 2000 to 2500 hours. Maybe a waste of time for some, but for me, looting, customizing my hero to a bear, simply a force of nature to be reckoned with, by getting good gear and stacking up consumables and trading with other AI was always my favorite game mechanic. So basically in one or two words, scavenge adventures or just loot. The loot has to get better and better or be extremely strong if you encounter a more difficult area and conquer a long difficult dungeon which erodes and snakes on your items. State of Decay 2 makes a lot of things right, to be fair, right from the beginning, and I have no intent to badmouth Undead Labs for their great game, but looting has so much unused potential in this game. There's a good reason why me, someone who otherwise isn't a huge fan of zombie games or zombie movies because they're mostly the same for me, is convinced and enjoys playing State of Decay games.
Hey Joe, you wanna play a zombie game?
Yeah!
Hey Joe, you wanna play a zombie game?
Sure.
Hey Joe, you wanna play a zombie game?
Okay.
Hey Joe, you wanna play a zombie game?
Jesus Christ, how many fucking zombie games you buying, Joe?
Hey Joe, you wanna play a zombie game?
No, I don't wanna fucking play another goddamn zombie game!
Hey Joe, you wanna play a zombie game?
Stop it.
Hey Joe, you wanna play a zombie game? Hey Joe, you wanna play a zombie game?
Kill me.
Joe, you wanna play a motherfucking zombie game?
The role-playing features like leveling skills, specialize them, customizing your characters and finding different loot aren't so common in zombie nor survival games. And latter one, yes, but not in zombie games. And then there's the open world, which I also enjoy despite that the maps are too small and don't have enough towns or enough remarkable unique spots, but that may be the topic for another video. So coming back to the main topic, looting in State of Decay 2 has gotten worse in my opinion, especially since the last two patches or updates. What's the point in playing the highest possible difficulty if there's no scaling, if there are no more difficult areas where the loot gets scaled to that, and introducing hidden secret weapon crates that contain either nothing or casual weapons or trading items with higher value. I did 4 videos in the past weeks where I visited all the special locations for secret weapon loot on 2 maps, and about 92% of the content was basic or some tradable items, no solid or unique weapons. Why would Undead Labs give us those little gimmicks in secret areas to only have a small range of pre-rolled possible items that we can find? Why are almost all military checkpoints, roadblocks, gun shops and police departments, where the good loot could be, pre-looted on Nightmare? To increase the difficulty? Yes, it's understandable, but how are we supposed to get unique great loot that motivates us to play if it isn't lootable and already empty from the start? Are we supposed to only get weapons by waiting for rare traders and finishing bounties by the bounty broker, or killing enclaves who mostly carry no guns at all, or weak pistols and bolt rifles? An increase of possible rare and stronger items we can encounter would be beneficial without decreasing the difficulty too much. And to make things clear, I'm not only talking about weapons, but more likely about consumables like rare ammo, useful mods instead of getting the umpteenth water cooler, food boiler, camp heater, generator or stuff like that, and also cases of chemicals, more resources, scraps of circuitry and jugs of ethanol. Items we can't produce except ethanol, boxes of seeds. We don't need umpteen numbers of wooden beds, pistols, bags of snack molotovs, firecrackers, energy drinks, or so many cases of tampons, cigars, beverages, or network books. We only can sell for a moderate amount of influence. Influence is so easy to farm otherwise. It's clear that Undead Labs cares for their community and also cares about loot, otherwise they wouldn't have introduced the patch with update 17 to obtain the missing clothing pieces more frequently, or giving us the option to fast search or fast search with a decreased search crash risk when you max out the stealth specialization. Another thing that speaks for looting are the added inventory slots provided by backpacking and resourcefulness, and increased stackable amount of consumables by resourcefulness, which is, by the way, my absolute favorite build specialization and probably one of the best skills in the game. A zombie survival game with such great potential and a lot of RPG mechanics needs to have a solid loot system and a scaled reward that the players don't feel disappointed by the unbalanced risk to reward ratio. Killing ferals and juggernauts has absolutely no benefit besides increasing standing for the character who committed the kill and some influence. Some type of boss or daily reward system was asked by the community often, and I have the idea of something like an enclave who didn't interact with the zombies and have a solid location on the map just like the Bounty Broker, but who provides us special discounts and daily rewards like, hey, you killed the massive horde in the northern hills, you're the hero of this area, here have this X36C and 80 rounds of the weapons caliber. And after playing for like 10, 20, 30, 40 and so on in-game days, the items get better and they stock up on things. Same like the merchants in Grand Zoran, the main city in Dragon's Dogma, who adds better and more expensive equipment with time to keep the players motivated and keep playing because there are rewards worth working for. Loot need to have a higher value we can appreciate and look forward to. Dragon's Dogma and Dark Souls games are the perfect example for that and are reasons why I enjoyed playing those games for several hundred hours without getting annoyed. You can visit pretty much each area from the start, but should you? Are you ready? Are they all same difficult? No. Is there respectable loot scale to the difficulty and is there a reward that matches it? Definitely. Another game that showcases the loot system great is Outward. And guess what? It has many similarities to State of Decay too. It's also an open world survival game done by a small independent group, but in this case, only 10 people who worked on that game until it was ready to be released. Brian Giami, the system designer of State of Decay 2, made an hour-long video 4 months ago and even mentioned many points I talked about. You can watch that video from the 14-minute mark.
RD Gaming asked, would it be possible to add loot to downed zombies?
Oh man, that conversation thread started before we shipped and probably never fully went to zero. Yeah. There's a lot of complicated, so the answer is probably, but there's a lot of side effects that we'd have to consider. We do support, like if you find hostile humans and you defeat them, they become a zombie full of loot. But my understanding is that has a much larger sort of memory footprint, like it consumes a lot more of the resources on your Xbox or your PC to actually have that, and so it's actually really hard to create too many of those because we have a finite amount of characters we can manage at once.
Yeah, we track everything, yes. Right? And so if we kept adding more to that list to track,
fallback loot, which is the stuff that's so low in value, we're okay giving you nearly infinite amounts of it. We can maybe do that, but then it's not very satisfying. And it's almost better not to do something if the only way to do it is in a way that always disappoints people. And so I like the idea a lot. I like the experience it potentially creates. So far, we haven't had a way to frame that in the rest of the context of the game that doesn't cause more problems than it solves. But it's definitely an interesting idea.
And I agree that it's a lot of detailed and well-thought process and difficult to program those loot systems. But yet, at the end, it'll pay off because the community will be very grateful and keep on playing for a longer time. And probably will also spread the word around and more players join the game. So that's just my opinion. I'd be very pleased to read your comments and opinions down below in the comment section. Thanks for tuning in, stay healthy, have a great day, goodbye.